Hope is a fickle idea, but one that Skade was able to at least grasp on towards the dying embers of Nuke. Now we head into Mirage, now we head into B&E's map pick territory to see whether or not they can close it out into Skade. So far, their comebacks have been serving them well. This time, a little bit less so. Can they bring it back in Mirage, though?
Need to find a lead on the CT start, that's for sure. Skade do spot out a bit of an A play here from B&E, but they've already got a lot of progress, making their way upstairs and getting themselves into triple. Rainwaker actually letting a lot of them pass, but GXX and Regon, they will find kills.
And Raygon's gone and done even better than that. An easy, clean round from B&E. Not quite as clean as their Nuke D-side pistol was, but it's close enough that it doesn't really matter. Now, starting off with confidence, starting off nicely. And let's not forget, Michael, every single condition we put about Skade that, hey, they need CT rounds, maybe their T side's not going to be this good, that good, yada, yada, yada. That doesn't apply to B&E.
Yeah, they haven't had the same caveats. They've just been explosive. Oh god, they're getting kills all over the shot. Like, the replays, gets kills B. I didn't even quite realize that was what's happening, to be honest. Mesmerized by the P250 performances that Regon puts through. And I'm a believer of the P250, but yeah, if you weren't before, this guy will convince you.
For good reason.
Not made for free. B&E do have 4 nearby. On keeping things at bay over in Palace, just trying to perform on the lurk, see if anybody goes and inquires, look for a bit of information. The full force from Skade, and while Denizlo does have that scout, he'll be positioned CT and won't have most of the action coming his way. It's not soon.
Call's been made about the position of that short side player. Now even a deep jungle smoke to try and start moving through. Dreamer's not going to have any real sightlines, especially when GXX has killed him. Bubble good for one at the very least, but GXX somehow just for that as well. One Flachu yet to be dealt with, and looks like he might not be dealt with. Rainwaker found out it's GXX doing it all. Ship's the only one to frag, and Denislaw, as impressive as he has been, as many attempts as he might have over here, he needs 2 great shots. Both players low, so maybe a possibility, but not one that can be exploited. It's enough to put him down.
I can't quite penetrate that triple box in time. Hard to line up that shot, and also very minimal damage would have been applied either way. We'll try it. Got a decent amount of kills here from Skade. You know, the digs, a couple of these uncleared angles, it's really, really chaotic. You see them jumping out of jungle smokes as well, finding a player jumping top triple on the B&E side because they couldn't find Denizlo. Even still, Kosovians convert. Now only USPs. I've seen a round like this happen the whole tournament, so I think we'll start now.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of kills maybe. Yeah, but beyond that, what can you really hope for? GXX will be the second casualty of war. An AK not picked up. We did actually see one round very similar to this with 3 USPs, I believe. And Bubble might be giving them a run for their money over here. Bomb still dropped over towards top mid. Bubble will still have a lot more to do. Ships maybe can even start to think about rotating back to pick up one of those weapons, but obviously a very difficult call to just abandon B-side entirely.
Oh, I don't think Bubble saw him. Might have just faintly heard a step. Ships is close by enough to at least hear them running into the apartment, so B will be perused here by B&E, but long-range fights, it's an AK or the USP, not exactly helpful. There is a flank coming, but don't know if that's something that B&E will recognize.
Bomb's not being planted to actually cater to the flank. If Bubble had continued thunderfooting it forward, he might have been in an position to deny the bomb from even being planted. Now needs the ace clutch. Definitely in position for it. Synopsy moving into his crosshair, but he can just deny the reverse barn, the 700 for Synopsy.
Man, excellent work. And it's weird to think that that's around scarier than that A play. You know, it's still 2 surviving players for B&E, but they had far more information to work off of when it came to these pistols. You know, they were swarming the bomb site. Sure, there are a couple of uncleared angles, a couple of players making miraculous plays on the Skade side, but almost every one of those kills went traded, and then they just had to hone in on the last player. This was far more in flux. Skade could have reset anywhere.
And now they're getting much more aggressive. Bubble, his antics have been known. Ships is already down. A quick boost up into jungle has been called. I don't know if Bubble's been able to call it to his team, though. Top connector once again smoked out, and Rainwaker has been put out of his misery.
Oh, Bubble joins him. Death sentence in at triple, even with the smoke that's down. 5 players still up for B&E.
Dennis lost it.
No, please. Just a quick reaction.
He's able to adjust for the 1 and makes it 2 as well. They're not quite prepared, and he's got a 3rd. Right through triple. The penetration he was looking for earlier now finally connects, and it's a 2-on-2. Dreamer blocked off the Molotov to separate, and now, unfortunately for him, he's not able to find Synopsy. Reveals his position as well. And GXX is playing from inside sandwich. Not that Dreamer seems to be entirely sure about that. And rotation from Synopsys coming in for that defense. Won't be too easy. Flashbang in again. GXX knows exactly where that player is coming in from. Dreamer doesn't check it, and GXX is up close. Might even pull out the knife soon. Denislav faked it out and now will be seen. He'll get a shot in, but will it matter? GXX is hopping all over the place. Again, a bomb tap and a quick scope will be good. Denislav even looking for 5, but Synopsy is the immortal. Cannot die.
He's looking around for an AWP to give that over to GXX, but to think that it comes down to that, Denislav coming up with these 3 kills, hyper impactful. Again, another position where Bad News Eagles have to somewhat panic as to what to do. The fact that this bomb planter gets plucked out like that, precisely the lineup he was looking for rounds prior, and Denislav just couldn't do anything. He was low HP, didn't want to have to suffer to the spam. And when GXX is in your face with an AWP, I mean, you are going to be fearful. That was Skade looking to be aggressive. You know, they pushed underpass. Ships got shot on the side by a MAC-10. They were so quick to take this mid-control on Bad News Eagles, and they find Ships again as an opener.
How many times are we going to see that happening now? I mean, Rainwaker has also just been unable to get any impact in whatsoever. 0 and 5 as a start for the Star. In the meanwhile, going to be between Raygon and company to see whether they can find Bubble, or if it's going to be another Deagle danger. Not quite. And Dreamer is the only one with a dangerous Deagle, but his HP is not too healthy, and he's not looking to go recover that AK yet. Rather would fight for maybe another kill before he goes down.
Looked like it might have been just within arm's length. It would have had to really stretch.
$450. Why?
Yeah. Don't know if he seems to have overbought. That's likely the case.
That's really dangerous for them.
He had an M4, if I'm not mistaken. So the rest of the team wasn't quite with him on that.
Right?
He was in and out of the round so quick, it was actually just like, he didn't quite clock it.
I thought one of the things they could use might just be the double op, once Ships can pick that up as well, with how good he was on that earlier, but that's maybe, yeah. Oh, he looks away.
Yeah, never mind. Maybe that weapon would have kept the money in a good position, but I see Ships was challenging in that connector position, but getting dealt with too quickly. A lot of slow starts from a few of Skade's finest. Chips and Dreamer have been highlights in the playoffs, the group stage as well. Running shy now in our potential last map of the series. Bad News Eagles already having that 1-0 lead, taking away Skade's map pick on Nuke. They will have a double off for free.
I'm not quite sure where they got the money from, I'll be honest, but you can see the sacrifices made in utility at the very least.
Yeah. I think Dreamer probably had to exchange his funds.
Miss Shaw, Chips looked like that one should have been a sitter. Speaking of sitters, Bubble might just be a sitting duck for Synopsy, and how he's playing this one out underneath the smoke. Oh, there's 2 players on either side. A top mid smoke as well. Synopsy spraying inside. Denislav traded, and Bubbles already ran away. The reload gives away sound cue. Synopsy knows he can go over the stairs, and he'd rather not. He would rather just face up into him. That's a bit of an overcommitment.
Hoping that they wouldn't be watching it, but boost up from Rigon will still decapitate another. Guillotined. 3-on-3.
Two of them over here in the A site. Dreamer's already revealed his position and getting a kill to do so. One Flatru now spotting out towards CT. It's a freebie, but it's one that helps Dreamer bait into a 2-on-1 now. Scenario. We talked about his clutches over in Nuke. Talked about him a fair bit, and right now the bomb's definitely been planted in the right position. No Molotov, ships on the other side in jungle. If he can get that first shot, it would have been nice, but ships too sharp.
He'll be able to grab that double up as well. Ship's making sure that he can recover that while the other gets onto the bomb. Dreamer doesn't have a kit, but they've got more than enough time. Hard round to win, that is for sure, but Skade still able to grind it out, if not for the fact that Synopsis, I think, a little late on that lurk. You know, his teammate dies top middle while he's just honed in on that angle. He's trying to see if he finds a gap, spots the barrel, any sort of indicator. GXX looked to challenge and suffered the consequences. Also, this play certainly doesn't help. Synopsis walking through that smoke. And, you know, they are willing to take some of these risks. The way the B&E play is just super aggressive. Again, they work off of some of the information plays to sort of incorporate it. Skade throwing in a couple baits themselves. You know, it's that mind game on mind game where he throws the very obvious sound cue on the reload and then just stays in his position. These are the cross stairs.
They're completely left mid. Except for GXX just watching out for anyone pushing up. They are going to be navigating into what could be an attempt at another boost into jungle, but now that it's been scouted out, they're still going for it. Okay, interesting. Oh, Bubble, you've just been having a glass bottle thrown into your face. Doesn't hurt quite as much as you think, but this one might hurt a lot more. A whole lot more. I don't think they actually realized that there was a boost potential. They only saw one player coming out of underpass.
Oh no.
The good thing for them is they're so far apart on the B bomb site that Synopsis, unless he waits for so long that they come back together, he'll only be able to get one for free. Short's been cleared out and he can assert presence into market as well. Bubble scopes in, but it doesn't matter. Back to a 3-on-4. And now B&E are turning it to 2. Synopsis still committed, but it's one Fletcher who'll deliver.
Rainmaker does dwindle it down to just these two players, but GXX already holding the cross with the AWP. That one gap in the Skade defense. They didn't think about the boost that was possible. A Molotov makes contact. It's chaos in towards the connector. They're looking to reinforce and back Bubble up, and it drew that extra man in.
They also only saw one player crossing from underpass. Oh, man. Looked like it could have been the round where B&E just ended up having their money taken out from underneath them as well, but no.
Yeah, one man dealt with both orbs, put it that way. The rifle, no less. All by positioning.
And now you've only got one of those ops. Rainmaker. Good kill to find. What great crosshair placement from him.
Quick flick down as well. Yeah. Ash, good to at least get the trade back onto Bubble. One player eliminated from the A side equation. Still 3 there, though. They are leaving a lot in charge of ships. He only has a deagle. You saw it get Ryan just looking for the right chance. They're walking up on him.
Oh.
Another crisp headshot.
These deagles really coming out and being hella dangerous. Nade's good, but Regon doesn't clear it afterwards. GXX has to just completely manual it out with the Glock. 2-on-3, B&E in a bad position, but one which might be made better by Synopsis and his antics that seem to never end. I do believe that murder hole hasn't actually been cracked open, so Synopsis, oh, this could be big. What an angle! That's beautiful.
Yeah, perfect as well. He heard the rotate over to B, so knew that they can only come from CT, if anything.
Oh, smoke down as well. He'll be using this one as a one where at least threatening to do that. Rainwaker's going to be confused around as well. He's moved Pross in the corner. Rainwaker's been able to intercept, and now GXX good for the scout out at the very least. There's no smoke on the other side of it, but they can just cover with the op. Problem is, and he actually find the kill. Flashbang out. Op turns around. Diffuser's coming in. He's sticking it, and Denislaw to cover.
Good faith, good hold as well. Making sure to keep each other in check. You see how close that diffuse is. They could not afford a mistake. Denislaw as well turning in time as well to make sure he doesn't get caught by that flash. Just took a wider angle. Never let up for a second. This is a round where they didn't have the best of setups, didn't have the best of buys. There was even this glimmer of a chance there for B&E to bring it forward, but critical kill from Rainmaker to make it that 2-on-1.
It's just such an awkward position for Synopsy to be pushing into. Now you've seen both rounds that Skade have actually won have come out of Synopsy getting an advantage and then pushing in for a little bit too much more. You know, earlier it was out from Connector.
Yep. Now
over here, awkward smoke and then committing to it. Now it's P250s. They found one actually early in, and the bomb can even be planted. Now look, an M4 recovered isn't the biggest of deals. It's not quite the same risk as an AK. But already you're giving up maybe a little bit too much to the T side, and another kill coming out from them would be actually quite devastating to your economy, and they're not going to be falling to that at the very least.
No harm, no foul. I mean, one loss, sure, but the flash play was very well timed there from B&E, just overwhelmed the site player, and they get the mission accomplished, right? They didn't come in with too much expectation, not too much investment. They get the extra $800 from the plant. So a very reinforced buy here from that T side. Almost out on a molly or two. That offensive utility that isn't as prioritized by most sides. You know, you want smokes, you want flashes. Smokeses.
My precious.
Don't touch my smokeses.
Touch our smokeses, indeed.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna fully commit to a speaker
I
impression.
was. Hey,
pretty
man.
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I will absolutely commit, just like GXX is right now. Moves past the smoke, jump spot rather, is scouted out. Nopsy, meanwhile, a quick casualty. Let's not forget, it was a 700 start, but the thing about those is you can sometimes really end up getting a bit too caught up in your own form. I don't think this was one of those times, but very important to kill to find nonetheless for Skade.
Seen a lot of middle takeovers here from Bad News Eagles, but a few times as well they've been leaving it vacant. Opting to run a pick with this AWP or see if they can find a fast play moving through smokes on A. Defaulting, sat back, and because Synopsy is at first to fall, will be calling from the sidelines. Team are grouping up for a B-sided play, and if they do decide to pressure it and go quick, they should be able to get into a spot where Ships can't really deal with it. He's at the back of the bomb site. Only the AWP. Dreamer will be quick reinforcements if needed.
It's trained in. First shot missed. And now Scenari, at least he's been taken down by Dreamer. That additional firepower. But now they're jumping all over the place. Ships has been forced onto a deagle. Instead, misses his first shot. Can follow up with more. Regon revealed, but Regon traded. Stanislaw and Bubble are over in time. And Skade will find the fourth.
You see just what you can do with just a bit of presence of mind as well there from Ships. He's missing all those op shots, but he's making a lot of noise, and he's running around with this deagle instead. Just by being a little bit unpredictable, making it more difficult for Bad News Eagles to actually find that kill onto him. He does so much, not only finding timings where players are turning around, wondering if he's peeking left or right, but then also allowing his teammate to refrag as soon as he rotated in. Doesn't have to be the big green to find the kills, it's all about the fancy footwork.
Ooh, Nate goes deep. Regon. Ash as well, a little place. Dreamer in the meanwhile, good only for the one. Wow.
Kill from GXX. Headshot angle, but Stanislaw's AWP won't miss those shots.
Oh, almost takes down Bubble as well with it. He's really feeling extra bloodthirsty.
Oh man, I was trying to help you.
Problem is that secondary op. Synopsy almost catches the timing of Ships jumping up, but even if he gets a headshot, Ships is enough time to be able to sort of take him down. P250 accuracy, long range, definitely a hard drop off after the first bullet.
Well, after 6-1, now Skade have gotten 4 in a row. Good recovery so far for the CT side. Been a lot of diffuses, been a lot of bottom plants, but even still, quelling the flames of what was, I think, B&E riding the momentum of the very successful nuke. Looked pretty stompy at the start of this game, but Skade have been answering back since they've got the stubble AWP set up. Deep angle from Stanislaw. Boost won't spot him.
Stanislaw, he'll need a flashbang if he wants to be able to retreat. GXX, however, doesn't actually hold the angle for too long. So now Denislaw will have the opportunity. With the smoke going out from top mid, he should have an idea of where they are positioned already. Connector's been a big priority so far, and so has one Flat Troop been. He, however, is dead. Connector can't die.
I feel like there's a chance at another here for ships. Synopsy is not going to wait around all that long. Minute left on the clock and still more to chew through. Another position where they hope to try and deal with ships. Last time he didn't have to do it with the AWP. This time it might be a requirement. Deeper inside of ladder room is Dreamer, and Scenario's there to punish if he tries to rotate quick.
This is still the right bomb sign to be hitting over here. There's only ships to really deal with. Dreamer, not in the best of positions to try and do too much more, but now that he's got off everyone in short, he can now turn back here. Dreamer gets one. Good damage onto the second as well. Ships back to his trusty Deagle, while Denislaw has made his way over as well. BNE are going to have GXX save. 6-6. And so much of it goes back to those 2 rounds that I talked about earlier, Michael, that they give up, that looked like they're in a solid position to be able to fight for.
Yeah. Could have extended their lead. Instead, it led to Skade finding a bit of openings, and GXX is going to die after time as well. They just locked him in.
Yeah.
The television's not got any channels on it, so bored to death.
They might actually be able to fight for a 9-6 off that.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, like you imagine a world in which Scenario's like got incredible information on Dreamer. If he had any sort of sound cue as to his position in ladder room, he would have almost certainly waited until Dreamer started to rotate out, but he wants to try and help these B guys before they breach in, and he thought he had a timing, but it was all for naught. That was an important kill for Dreamer. More mid-focus now from B&E on these pistols. Knocking them off. Denislaw deep peek, but Dreamer will swing with him, so no problems finding the exchange. Synopsy, smoke just faded. Still caught the head.
You need to find damage on the CTs. You need to put them into a position where they're forced to spend these oodles of cash that they've just got saved up. You're not going to have an op in the next one anyway if you're planning on buying, and it looks like they surely are.
Actually, pretty sure Skade are minted for the next couple rounds, even if they lose everybody.
Yeah, I guess you're right, actually. Especially since they kept this many players alive. Otherwise, I thought maybe towards the very last round they might have issues, but
yeah,
no.
yeah, there's certainly a potential that way, but Skade got money for days. Really just been chugging along on this CT half.
One of the things that, Michael, I actually quite dislike about the buy going into this one is I would have liked to see, 1 or 2 players just not buy the Deagle Kevlar. You're realistically not going to have the greatest of chances of upsetting the economy, and that way you can, have GXX actually on the full head armor, actually maybe even drop a bit of utility over to him as well. Try and make up for what was lost earlier when he dies after time. Creep forward into A, but the setup seems to be good for it. Molotov out as well as a few flashes. They know what's coming their way. The Eagles have Raygon out in the open, but he's all alone, separated by a Molotov from the rest of his team, and Bubble will now reunite them in the grave. Rainwaker just sending more underground. This A site hit has fallen apart. Synopsy and GXX unlikely candidates to try and save this round.
Not the read. Denislaw is locked in on this connector. Synopsy's been a nuisance on these flanks. Some of the lurking plays he's been able to pull off. Does get a little impatient though. Decides to full clear the bottom side of it and does bring the numbers even lower. But Dreamer's in a great spot to punish. Now just GXX that's alone.
You have to start expecting Dreamer to be in that ladder room area after he's been playing short so consistently. He's just not ready for it. And now GXX on the other side, made his way over. GXX knows Rainwaker has to be around Palace, but will not matter.
Nothing about it.
Yeah.
Oh, 7 straight. I mean, I was really worried with the way this game started out. B&E came in with such pace, such great headshots, and they haven't been able to replicate that performance since. Even with the couple of these hiccups, you know, the flanking spots that B&E have been able to find themselves in. Still, Skade have been able to squeak through with a couple of these victories, and now it's just gotten more and more convincing as this half is played on. Bubble jumping down into that mid floor, doesn't have a player with him, so he is going to be on an island. Denislaw doesn't get there in time. It's only a 1-for-1, but it's trades galore. Dreamer as well, off of short once again, finding an equalizer, and Rainwaker as well contributing. Bomb at the B bomb site steps, and Juan Flatro bringing that back to a 2v2. Synopsy's already gunning it for that bomb to see if they can reset.
It's so early, and with that flash chucked out, Dreamer can't rotate too easily. Synopsy doesn't actually pick up the bomb. He's going to let Juan go and collect that instead. Synopsy's job right now is to provide as much chaos as possible, maybe even clear out B so that Juan can get that 1v2 even if Synopsy gets taken down. It's a lot of fate being put into him, but he's the right man to receive it. Now, problem's going to be, I think Synopsy spotted him. I think Synopsy just barely spotted Dreamer. He's going to be expected on the other side, and he doesn't have head armor, so this is a fair fight for both players. Dreamer spotted out. Molotov's going to go towards the back of bench. But Synopsy's already peeked out, got one, and damage onto the second. Both fights will be fair, but that grenade making it a little bit more frustrating. One Fletcher moving in from the side, gets a shot in the head. B&E will not let Skade get, well, more than 7 in a row, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, still good job there from Skade to pull back that CT half, making this a real competitive showing. And the only times where B&E, after the gun round started to trickle in from Skade, the only times it really looked like they had a chance were in these sort of mid-round, late-round moments where they're making these long rotates. Skade were deprived of information again in this 2-on-2. And who else but Synopsy to have found that open space and make that mid-round call? I'll see Skade transition into T side, whether they can get that early jump start the same way B&E did, or whether things go that CT way. The util got the flashes as well. Might just be a burst onto the scene at A, but there's 4 here for B&E.
Oh, fully blind, but Raygon uncleared. Goodbye, guys. Raygon only good for 1, though, and Juan Flacho's missing all his shots from Ninja. Oh, no. He took stealth, but he didn't get any offensive power. Synopsy not able to deny the bomb. At least he's good for 1, and Scenari comes in from this side as well. Now they can double up, and as they're pushing through, GXX is given the space to get 1. Pushing right out, it's GXX going for it all on his own, though. Whoa.
They're gonna kill full blind, then GXX just kills everybody else. I'm mega surprised as well. You've seen some of the sharp shooting that Juan's had throughout this tournament, throughout the day as well, and he's missing the easy ones. I say easy. When people aren't looking at you, they are difficult, but still heroics pulled off here for GXX to equalize the scoreline, take this pistol away from Skade, who had more numbers than I think Rigon was anticipated. He ran trigger discipline for a while. He's like, there's only 1 person out. There's a second on balcony. Don't want my teammates to die to too much here. And just as he shot, another one swung him. Skade, force buy, got that plant, so they have Galil's out, but very little to no utility. Double smokes in for mid, and 1 at window, 1 on short. They're trying to go quick with it, and Juan will go 1 for 1.
Synopsy's in a very crucial position over here, but Rainwaker seems to be aware of what he's going to be going for. Look at his crosshair. Now that he looks away for just a second, he's the only player who can defend this A bomb site. Smoke makes its way over on the 1 piece of utility Skade had left in them. If Synopsy can get 2 kills here, that would be huge, especially with Rigon having gone down. GXX is rotating over, but Synopsy peaks a little bit too soon. GXX wasn't there to support just quite yet. Bomb being planted, Dreamer to cover, no wall bangs today.
And it's greedy stuff. Up first round. No SMGs, no rifles, only Scenari that made that compromise, and they recovered that AWP. They run off with it. Scenari wanted to recover, but instead, that's the biggest trade-up he'll get. Galil out of the MP9. He's still trying to do some damage here onto Skade, but this is a round that is almost certainly lost. No utility to allow him to get that defuse in, and he has been locked out of saving anywhere else other than deep spawn. It just depends whether Skade want to really hunt for it. They got to think about their own money.
It's just
It still
disastrous. Yeah. They are thinking about their own money. They're thinking that they don't need it, Michael.
Oh, didn't get to see that crispy
Yep.
shot to start things off, but yeah, GXX double zoomed. Could never see that guy jumping out of the balcony like that just to take that wide angle face. Make sure his planter didn't get plucked out. Yeah, immediate punishment. Going for the second round AWP is pretty high risk, high reward. They could have been on Nico as well, but of course, because they got that plant, was the buy with 3 smokes. That's all they brought into the round, but they still found all the kills needed.
Definitely a place where I start to wonder what BNE. I don't think it's safe to call them a momentum-based team, but I think it's safe to say the way they play on some of the individuals definitely looks a little bit different when they're, sort of when they're trailblazing. I have to just wonder if we're gonna see, that one front through that Regon coming back into it.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that they're an engine with good top speed, but acceleration could sometimes be an issue.
Yeah.
Like, limits are high, but how do you get there? Whereas Skade are the workhorse. Cold start, hot start, it's all the same. It's all at 60 miles an hour, just cruising. Even if you get slowed down, even if your tires get slashed, somehow the car still moves. That just needs a little push.
I feel like you've been buying the kind of cars I need in my life.
I just don't have cars. So,
Fair enough.
I wasn't going to continue that analogy for much longer. I know very little about the vehicles I talk about. Good recognition, though. As soon as that smoke went down, bottom connector just immediately running their way into that A-bomb site, feeding into the idea that it was likely a B-side lean. They just tried to show some extra presence. Maybe there was one extra in the connector, but less likely there's one site. All things, big tells.
Now, Skade just have to make sure they don't end up, maybe having a little bit of trip and fall in front of the USB. Oh, that's a good way to start. That's an even better way to start. Yeah, that's actually a good way to start and end.
It's like everybody that took damage, they were just like, yeah, I'm just not going to face anymore. Somebody else take the wheel. Okay, I took some damage. Somebody else take the fight. Really just balancing all the aggro there from B&E. Now, if there was those were deeks, that could have been dangerous, but no problems. They don't have the money for that. Now if they want full buys. Oh, I didn't even see the nice little adjustment there from Rainmaker. Kind of just glossed it over. Things were looking nice and tippity-tappity. Top of the morning. Right, full buy. No AWP though. Yeah, that's the big deal. And so they're gonna have to really contest in this mid-control. Look how quick Skade are moving up towards this connector. They were absolute fiends on their T side for taking this type of control as well, and they almost get caught out. Smoke from Rigon could have been immediately punished, but he actually moved in front of the molly. This guy's a madman.
I mean, that statement's definitely true. We've seen that come true from many different ways. The first kill is his already. Looking to use the smoke as a bit of a one-way as well, but just waiting for them to cross over. The bomb's been dropped as well. Madmen getting mad kills. That seems to be pretty damn evident. Bubble inside jungle, the last player left. He was supposed to be the hidden dagger, but Michael, I feel like the hidden dagger is not meant to turn into a giant guillotine of death onto 4 players, you know? Maybe, though. Oh, Recon's dead. Now he's got some space as well, but GXX, excellent adjustment. Takes a slightly deeper angle, but as he backs off, Bubble's been given another freebie. Also, position revealed for a few more players. Nade's going to be tickling him, but he's still definitely got space to fight. Scenario, however, takes the higher ground.
Yeah, took a big off angle just to make sure that he doesn't find another one, not easily enough as well. And a teammate ready to trade. Yeah, no way Skade were going to be anticipating this. They throw that smoke. They see Rigon jump back to short. They throw the Molotov. They think he's siphoned off. There's no way he can make it through without taking damage. You know, some sort of audio cue. They were on that mid floor. They would have been close enough to hear it. Rigon got there before the flames bloomed and just completely disrupted everything. try from Denislaw. You know, he's fast enough to hit that.
Oh, Denislaw just creeped all the way through, but Synopsy and himself have actually ended up avoiding each other. That Molotov missing's a big one. Synopsy, however, he doesn't miss. Not the first time, at least. And Rainwaker as well, tagged up pretty heavily. Grenade would be very well placed at this point if you had one, but doesn't look like anything nearby.
Yeah, it seems like they're backing away from this A play, hoping that they could lead with this Denislaw AWP and just chain into kill after kill. Deploy that utility on the fly, but as they go 1 for 1 and they take a lot of damage as well, that they find something, anything in terms of a push forward position here from B&E. They're going to be very careful about how they clear out all the apartments. Dreamer as well could be left to his own devices on this lurk, and if he finds a timing, this could distract B&E from what's a B-side hit being lined up by Skade.
His grenade could actually be doing so much damage over here, but I feel like he's just not going to want to chuck it out at this stage.
Has no info. I mean, if he gets caught on a timing with a nade out, he's open.
Dreamer's got the 1 kill over here, but they know he's going over towards the B-bomb site because they've got the rotation. Sceneri now just plays in from the back of B, and this is a freebie coming his way. Now just needs to buy a bit more time. Molotov's making his way over. Bubble will get the kill. Another molly, but it'll be a little bit late. GXX has moved out. It's detected and eliminated. Raygon, only player who can make a difference, takes the first one for free. Doesn't bother too much with crosshair placement, but he might not be bothering with Ships' position either. Ships has moved on to the back of the bomb site, and Raygon can't adjust Ships to bring him down.
Great movement and using them as a sacrificial lamb. Scenari, all he had to do was stay alive, and that was the key point, because they had that flank going in through T-spawn as well on B&E, but they weren't sure whether it was A or B, so having to sort of run back the other direction, try and still be sneaky about it as well. That kill from Dreamer, I was saying on the lurk, if he got any sort of impact, it would really distract and cause B&E to question which of these sites was under pressure. Raygon just not reading quick enough that Ships was playing close smoke. Great movement around that bomb site to be elusive. I think when we pull up clutches v clutches, Skade have definitely seen the brunt of it. Bad News Eagles have taken a few out from under them. Finally getting a couple to go their way on an all too important map. They want to be able to force this into Inferno. We've seen what much of a distance that can go.
Yeah.
I've been loving that we're getting some changes of play style, though. You know, I think throughout the group stage, we had so much aggression from B&E, and it looks fabulous when it works, but then in a couple of times, you're just thinking all it takes is some extra utility. That's sometimes the biggest drawback, I think, playing against this squad is on the low buys, they are that much more punishing than I think anyone else. You know, even if you go for full rifles and you don't have an extra HE or an extra smoke, extra Molotov to deter some of these faster plays, I feel like that's where they have the best economic read. But Skade are doing such a good job of sort of buying in such traditional ways that they always have that extra util that B&E almost can't exploit them in much the same ways. We started to see that on that CT side towards the tail end. Why Skade got so much more success. They were actually fighting for mid control and having enough resources to commit to that. Also weren't letting players, you know, slip on by, somehow shoot them from under.
That definitely helps.
Connector. That is certainly impactful. And a lot of that, I think, as well, is adaptations being made. Dreamer just playing inside the ladder room, peeking off of short, just dancing between that B-bomb side and middle, and the balance was great. A gymnast on a tightrope.
Michael, while I'm with you about, hey, it's nice to see slight changes of style, I also really like them just running at them, though.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I mean, who wouldn't? It means we have a competitive finals on our hands. Skade, the immovable object.
Indeed. Of course, we have yet to see whether or not Bad News Eagles is the unstoppable force or not. Definitely made a good case for themselves, but now, when the going gets tough, are they going to get going or are they going to get rough?
How the rhyme goes? I think that's...
I mean, the rhyme is when the going gets tough, the tough get rough.
Oh, the tough get going, isn't it?
No,
that's just the saying, but
tough get rough, or it's sort of the implication is the weak get going, and they just run away.
Ah.
Yeah.
Are you men or are you mice? I like that one better.
Hmm.
Right now, Skade looking the more manly in the server. Oh, there's any real definition for that, I will have you know. So, big smoke to the window, and another one top con as well, right off of the spawn. They're faking like it's going to be a quick mid control. Miss flash, unideal, but they only really have pistols, but they're going on a quick split to B, and they only have pistols to defend.
Raygon should be able to get at least one kill out from his position, but as he misses the first opportunity, turns out GXX is the one double tapping away. Only one double tap's going to be coming in, and obviously no way is he going to get a kill. Maybe if he catches someone off guard, but Denislaw, he's going to and fro. He's just measuring every inch of ground that he may have given up. Now, this is actually opening up some space for Synopsy, maybe. Bubble as well moves in, and you know what? At least he doesn't take down the op and somehow pick it up.
I was thinking that might have been actually just like a free delivery almost. He was like juggling the AK back to him, and then he's just like around the corner. It would be so funny if he just threw that AK out to the end of the apartments and it just like disappears into thin air. Like, wait a second, where did it go? I was having fun here.
I knew my magic show when I was 8 years old was going to work out one day.
Alakazam. And the AK is gone.
BNE, however, I mean, they might need to stop saying Alakazam themselves because their chances of winning are quickly going away as well if things keep going this way. One Flatru unable to find any damage over here, still nestled inside that window. GXX unscopes, but he loses focus for just a second. Looked like he was right on the money. Denislaw will find him. Rainwaker can just walk right in onto the A bomb site as well. BNE have fallen apart, but maybe one Flatru can be the glue to put them back together.
Raygon's going the long way around. Doesn't want to occupy the same space as well as Swan as he's trapped bottom connector. It doesn't really matter that he's missing this, fumbling this jump. No one's really close enough by that they can hear it. It's about whether or not they actually want to commit to the retake or not. At the moment, they're just looking to contain, do some extra damage. Head. Uh-oh. Oopsie. Raygon looking the other direction, worried about maybe a top mid push, but far too soon.
Now Ships might just be able to find another one for his troubles as well. Scenari. He's not had a great game so far. 6 and 16. You can see the problems really ramping up over here as well for him. That attempt at a save is suddenly turned into an attempt at a hero op play in the next one.
I mean, the entries here from Skade are perfect. What a little sleep at the wheel there. GXX was scoped on the right point, but didn't click quite quick enough. Even with the one consolation kill, it won't be quite enough to bring them any success stories. Skater up to 14. It might just see that we have traded map picks. Maybe we got it backwards from the start.
Oh, they might be going for another one of these B-split hits again, or at least some underpass presence initially.
I mean, look at the buying choice here from BNE. They have that AWP, sure, but they buy up a rifle alongside it.
They have to just save this. That's just sort of the call that comes in. We have to save one weapon at the very least and give ourselves a chance to not let them get to 15. Problem is, you're relying on Scenario to get a deagle kill, and so far he's not been too great in this map. This time he's good for one at the very least and gives his teammates some time to come back in, but that time is just going to lead to death. Have to call the save now.
Still considering it. Juan actually coming in on this flank at 2, holding for it, so he just gets clotheslined. That's that A1S out of the equation. GXX as well with the AWP off of short. Has to vacate rather swiftly, but he's still hanging around. It actually wants to challenge this. He's going for it. One-on-one now as he pulls far more than you would have expected out of this equation. Still has to get on the defuse and doesn't have a kit. Trying to go for the jumping shot! No! That cannot be!
He's gone and done it! He's only gone and done it! Oh my god!
Unfathomable!
Ridiculous! The absurdity to even attempt that! You can't
Unreal.
expect to get away with that shot Misses out on what could have been his only chance, but a shot of a lifetime.
Holy hell. Who needs a speech when you got rounds like that? 1v3, if I'm not mistaken, there from GXX. I've only been 2, but damn, he is stylish. All too important. Skade would have been at 15. We're talking about saving. You know, we're looking at that economy so vehemently. Just how on earth are they going to afford to buy to keep Skade at bay?
He's saving, all right. He might be saving the game right now, Michael. And now, maybe that's a point of rejuvenation. Synopsy finds himself the first. One Flutter to spot out the connector push and the players in short. Denislaw gets a freebie though, and with this onto the B bomb site there goes. Sceneri, been a point of weakness, but as he crosses over the bench, Synopsy's been given space to find another, and now it's Skade falling apart. Only ships left. Difficult position.
Yeah, he has access to that AWP, and he can save. I'm not saying he should now. I won't hold no judgments. But he can save this AWP. They can buy into the next round. They have that buffer. They won so many rounds consecutively. He's trying for it.
Now that he's picked up that kill, though, I have a feeling he's going to want to commit. Lightning doesn't strike twice, but you know what? Clutches, we've seen quite a lot of them so far, and Chips would not be his first attempt at a big one. Synopsy will be able to take him down, and look, they were going to have a buy in the next one regardless. It'll have an AWP regardless. Damage to the CT economy is not insignificant.
Yeah, it's pivotal. And they're just barely able to get their hands on AWP towards the tail end of the round, so key that they keep that. Great job, though, from Synopsy, finding the player stairs as well, just transitioning and being hard to read in the latter portions of that round. Last real buy in the tank. Skade can maybe go for a hero AK in a follow-up round should they lose this, but see if we get there.
Oh, Denislaw's been taken down. Recon so fast this time over. Denislaw's been going for the same peak so many times. It doesn't matter if it's traded out. It's an unrecoverable AWP, and it ships up inside the smoke. Now he might be able to find GXX, and indeed he has. In the chaos of it all, GXX didn't hear him boosting up, and Rainwaker with the second puts it into a 2-on-4 BNE. If they lose this, their economy is going to be no better than what it would have been before. Saving these weapons doesn't guarantee a full buy either. Big kill.
For sure, Scenario's a dead man.
He could pick up the AWP inside jungle, but look at what Juan Flachu's up to. He's definitely thinking about it. Even with an AWP, buying into the next one is going to be hard. They don't have full loss bonus, and you can't forget that. Sceneri pushing forward towards the B bomb site. They're playing for the win here. They're playing for it all. Spots out the first, but doesn't have the HP to truly contest over here. Juan Flachu now made noise as well.
You can't expect heroics here. You can't. Miracle rounds aside. The RNG ridiculous. Juan, I think he just realized that AWP was there.
But he can't throw away his gun either. He knows they're coming in for him. He finds the first one. Now the AWP can be switched out for. And look, that also means they can't chase for further kills. Oh no. That might have been the last vestiges of hope having gone by with the shrapnel.
They were making calls. Give me the AWP, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then at the very last second, blown to smithereens. Probably the hopes and dreams of making this a competitive Mirage. It has certainly been a bit back and forth, but closing in on that scoreline might have just deteriorated. It might have just gone up in smoke.
No one crossing early. No one risking being shot down by the AWP. Very thorough from BNE. They need to drop their eyes across their T's and get every single advantage afforded to them. That's a great start. Bubble down and out. to not see that smoke. Diffuses, he needed to find the kill. Rainwaker gets a follow-up as well. Rigon under Palace. How many moments of heroism have we seen come out from this position? But a molly, that's too early. He's peeking forward. He's getting nothing. They've been broken. They've been burnt. They've been chopped. And their chances of taking this round home have been finished off. Skade will equalize. We're going to the third map. We're going to Inferno.